Buenas a todos, bichos y bichas. Comenzamos una nueva aventurilla, ¿vale? Que tenía ganas de jugarle, de hecho, me lo empecé hace... por la semana pasada, creo. Lo empecé a jugar. Pero según lo estaba jugando, en realidad en un principio me apetecía jugarlo para mí, ¿vale? Pero según lo empecé a jugar, no avancé mucho, me quedé en el principio. Y según lo estaba jugando dije, ay, me apetece hacerlo en directo. Y pensé en hacerlo en directo, pero me apetece más grabarlo a mi rollo y ya está, y no lo estoy haciendo en directo. Así que es lo que hay. Pero sí me apetecía jugarle así de para que lo vierais también vosotros y tal, porque recuerdo que lo jugué, pero hace pues más de 3 años, porque estaba en la otra casa. Pero no lo terminé, no recuerdo por qué. No lo terminé. Es que no sé por qué fue. Yo creo que fue cuando ya me cambié de casa o me mudé y tal, y estuve como 9 meses ahí sin poder hacer nada de esto. Y creo que lo dejé por eso. Creo recordar. Pero bueno, el caso es que pues me apetecía jugarlo otra vez porque este juego me pareció bastante interesantillo, tío, y eso. Así que nada, vamos a comenzar, ¿vale? Porque la partida no tengo nada. La partida que me jugué la semana pasada yo la he borrado. Lo digo así, pero empiezo de nuevo, venga. Que me apetece. Nueva partidita. Comenzamos The Council. Francia. Ti, 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 ti. Toma, hostia.
Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk.
Tiene cara de pimiento el Luis.
You've stolen something from me that I intend to get back. Where have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into. Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Toma, otra hostia, hombre.
Stop annoying our host, Louis. Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
¿Cómo te ha dejado el
Just
ojo,
a
majo?
few more minutes and my concoction will be ready. With this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll
Es
see.
el suero de la verdad.
It loosens tongues in no time.
Ah, no.
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only
Bueno,
thing
sí.
you've ever taught me is that
O me dices la verdad o te
damn motto
desintegro.
of yours. Always remain rational. And
Uy,
open.
airecito.
I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von
Qué
Borchert!
máquinas son los dos, tío.
Von Borchert!
Con Borchi.
Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif?
Let me do this. Trust me.
Actuar, confiar en ella. Venga, confiamos en ella.
Please,
Be my guest, Mother.
Well done, Louis. You reacted perfectly.
How do you feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get back.
Von
Pity
Borchet.
he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother. You know what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No, even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, there's no spring chicken
Cabezona,
anymore.
la señora.
Come on, let's go home. And don't forget to send our men to tend to von Borchardt.
Le meto una pata ahí. Von Borchardt. Von Borchardt. Von Borchardt. Ti, 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 ti. Un mes después. 20 de enero de 1793. Tu, 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 tu.
Well done, Mother. You just had to pick up von Burchart's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
Menuda islita. Tiene. Aquí el colega.
The least he could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think
Contrary
about
to
it.
what one may be able to imagine, it was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Motivos personales, asuntos con Lord Mortimer. Pues mira, voy a decir esto porque tampoco os interesa a vosotros de momento.
Lord Mortimer asked me to join him.
Mis
We have some
asuntos.
business to take care of.
Oh, how mysterious. You adapt quickly, my son. You get along here like a fish in water. Would you believe that we are all here hoping to solve our personal issues? You'll see.
Right. I doubt that you came here to look for your mother, Your Eminence.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it. Indeed, I imagine this must be your first time here.
Vamos a ver qué dice la duquesa.
And you, Duchess? You seem to be quite accustomed to things here. Am I right?
I do not think that one can ever get accustomed to what Lord Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you are right. This is not the first time I've been on this wharf.
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It really is up to you whether you leave better off or not.
Please excuse me if you find me overly curious, young man. I did not mean to cause you any embarrassment.
No se preocupe usted, buen hombre.
Come, Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
No estamos a la altura, tío. Ah, que tenía visiones este hombre, es verdad, no me acordaba. Y eso que lo vi el año pasado, la semana pasada. Le dan ahí como un flashback. Uy, no pongas esa cara que te pones más feo todavía.
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
Hostias.
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah, don't! No. No!
Madre.
You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay.
Pero visiones entonces como tal no son, ¿no? Porque la duquesa está viva, o sea que a lo mejor es que ve el futuro o una posibilidad
What's going on?
de futuro o algo.
Here, take this.
Ay, muchas gracias por el pañuelito, maja.
I'm
Pues
sorry.
límpiate
Keep
bien,
it.
guarro.
Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes! I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
Yo creo que son más bien como
I definitely
posibles
have to find Mother quickly.
visiones futuras, ¿no? O sea, en plan, pueda pasar
Or crazier.
eso.
Or what? This can't be real. The Duchess arrived with me. What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Que hay por aquí. La verdad que es que el juego es que está muy guapo. Y es que me acuerdo cuando lo hice en directo, que hará más de 3 años, pero como no me lo terminé, le tenía ahí la espinita clavada. Y me acordé hace poco y dije, "Ay".
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Elige tu clase. Vale, vamos a ver. El diplomático sobresale en sociedad. Un orador de gran talento que evita dejarse en evidencia y cuenta con una gran capacidad de persuasión, además de buena educación. Las relaciones políticas son su ámbito predilecto, no me gusta. Es que yo creo que me voy a pedir detective, me mola más, ¿no? No sé. Porque además este que tiene política, protocolo, lingüística, persuasión, distracción. Ocultista, es un maestro del engaño, convencido de la importancia del conocimiento. Ha adquirido mucha experiencia en las artes y las ciencias, se sirve de otros para alcanzar sus propios fines, sin remordimientos. Manipulación, ocultismo, erudición, ciencia y engaño. Es que yo creo que me voy a pedir detective. El detective es experto en investigación, instruido para percibir y advertir cada detalle a su alrededor, así como saber analizar a las personas que interroga. Un hombre práctico que no huye de las confrontaciones directas. Yo creo que me voy a pedir esto, no sé, me llama más la atención. Inquisición, observación, psicología, agilidad y lógica, aunque todas las habilidades que pone con mi déficit de atención no son muy compatibles, pero bueno. Me voy a elegir esto, que me mola ser detective. Venga, desbloquea las habilidades. Inquisición, observación, lógica. Ahora tiene 7 puntos de esfuerzo. lógica. Vale, pues vamos a ir desbloqueando. Vale, estas son las de... vale, son estas, venga. Observación, advierte detalles curiosos o elementos colocados de forma peculiar. Sirve de pensamiento lógico. Habilidades, vale, hasta que no haga ese... Ah, vale, sí puedo... Parece que puedo desbloquear el que quiera. Pensé que a lo mejor tenía que desbloquear estos primero, ¿no? Advierte cualquier elemento extraño en la conducta o apariencia de una persona. Analiza y lee la conducta de las personas como si fuera un libro abierto. Y agilidad utiliza coordinación para desenvolverte en el entorno y en ocasiones con otras personas. Pues yo creo que voy a desbloquear la observación. Voy a primero desbloquear entera la observación. Vamos a dejarlo ahí.
Well, over the last few years, I've solved a number of crime cases. Like the chauffeur d'Orgère, for example. Thieves that tortured their victims with burning embers.
Charming. How did you catch them?
I told the most cowardly one that the others had given him up.
Ah, and I wager your thief suddenly started to talk.
You wouldn't believe it. He told us everything. The jobs, the stashes, the names of his partners. Couldn't shut him up.
I heard about that case, but I didn't know you were the one who solved it.
I'm flattered that the news made it across the channel. And you've got a darn good memory, Duchess.
Well, they say I have the memory of two people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
Pues le voy a decir la verdad, le voy a decir que no me acuerdo.
Please excuse me, madam. I'm sure we've met before, but I don't remember where.
I appreciate your honesty, even if it's not very flattering for me.
I imagine that with your beauty, madam, it's the first time a man hasn't remembered your face.
Uy,
Well, I must say you make up for yourself rather elegantly.
Please stop torturing me. I'm completely at your mercy. Where have we met?
4 years ago, in London?
No.
Hace 4 años.
Sorry, I don't remember.
Si no nos
In the
acordamos que
office of
comimos
William
ayer.
Pitt. Remember? No?
I'm so sorry, Emily, but I really don't remember you.
Let's drop it, Louis. It doesn't matter. Right, time to go to the manor.
Oportunidades. Las habilidades te permiten descubrir detalles ocultos. Selecciona el objeto que más te llame la atención en una situación para descubrirlo. No consumirás puntos de esfuerzo al aprovechar una oportunidad. Para acceder a la habilidad requerida en una situación determinada basta con haberla desbloqueado. Vale. Pues el broche este. No. Los labios, pues vaya mierda, ¿no? Yo pensé que iba a ser más el collar.
She answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Todos los personajes que conozcas en la isla tendrán su propia personalidad, lo que hace que sean vulnerables a ciertas habilidades e inmunes a otras. Para lograr tus objetivos personales es fundamental aprovechar su personalidad. Las habilidades a las que sean inmunes no tendrán ningún efecto y te dejarán extenuado. Mientras que con las habilidades a las que sean vulnerables recuperarás un punto de esfuerzo. Vale, pues perfecto. Consulta las inmunidades y las vulnerabilidades en la pestaña de diario.
Emily, please excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Talentos. Puedes conseguir talentos al llevar a cabo ciertas acciones. No olvides consultar los requisitos de desbloqueo y los efectos. Encontrarás mejoras muy interesantes. Vale, pues vamos a echar un vistazo primero a esto. A ver, personajes. El mapa, diario. ¿Por qué en personajes me salen las habilidades, tío? Rasgos. Diario. ¿Dónde está la...? Va esto como el culo, ¿eh? Me va como lento. Inmunidad lógica. Pero no me pone la vulnerabilidad. Es que tarda bastante en cambiar de esto, de personaje. Pero ¿por qué en personajes esto va mal o algo, tío? Bueno, no lo sé. Vamos a investigar por aquí. Sube a la mansión.
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Riche.
Monsieur de Richet. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richet's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
¿Dónde está Lord Mortimer? ¿Qué sabe sobre mi madre? Pues no sé muy bien qué decirle, porque Lord Mortimer también nos interesa saber dónde está, porque supuestamente él sabe dónde está nuestra madre, ¿no?
I have an appointment with Lord Mortimer. Would you be so kind as to lead me to him?
Unfortunately, sir, I cannot. I don't know exactly where my master is. But rest assured, sir, everyone is waiting for you at the manor. Sir Holm insists on welcoming you in person. Since your mother went missing, everyone has been concerned about finding her.
Who is Sir Holm?
A close friend of Lord Mortimer's. Please, rest assured, sir, it won't take us long to find your revered mother.
¿Dónde
Indeed,
coño está mi
they are
madre?
searching the quays again because lights were seen at the wharf just last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Habilidades. Tus habilidades te darán acceso a acciones y elecciones exclusivas a cambio de puntos de esfuerzo. Cuanto más alto sea el nivel de una habilidad, menor será el coste de puntos. ¿Algún testigo? ¿No se han encontrado algo?
And did you find anything then?
We discovered a certain amount of damage, sir, on the wooden part of the wharf.
What type of damage?
Broken barrels, mainly. We'll do whatever is necessary to have them rapidly repaired. But quite frankly, I can't imagine what Sir's mother would have been doing with them.
What could Mother have been doing with barrels?
Nevertheless, our search of the wharf hasn't been entirely unsuccessful, though.
What do you mean?
We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials SDR. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richet. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here.
Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
Déjeme el pañuelo, yo me ocuparé de él.
Give me the handkerchief. I'll personally show it to Lord Mortimer.
Well,
I've traveled hard for several days in order to get here.
Yes, but...
Invited by your master.
No, of course, but...
Because my mother went missing right under your nose.
Sir, please.
And having only just arrived, you refused
Ay,
to
cómo
give
mete
me her
presión,
personal belongings?
Of course not, sir. It was never my intention to contradict, sir. Here you are.
Eso. Coño, dame el pañuelo que para eso es de mi madre.
There's still much to prepare in order to welcome all the guests.
It is indeed your handkerchief, Mother. You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here on this
A ver,
wharf?
busca pistas sobre tu madre. A ver, un momento. Sirvientes. O sea, imagino que todos los sirvientes entonces tendrán las mismas vulnerabilidades, ¿no? Vale, pues vamos a echar un vistazo por aquí, a ver. Ay, mira, aquí hay cosas.
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
A ver. Mira, aquí hay cositas. Un palo. ¿Para qué quiero un palo? Para algo me valdrá, ¿no?
Looks like a bar from an old gate. This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder.
Coger la barra.
This might just come in handy. A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any.
Jalea real. Restaura 2 puntos de esfuerzo.
Great. Honey. Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time.
¿La cuerda no la coges? No. La cuerda no la coge. Un farolillo aquí.
A lantern. Nothing special.
¿Y aquí qué
Let's see
hay?
what's hidden inside.
Buscar pistas. Me quita 3 puntos, pero lo voy a hacer.
Ah. One of the letters is stamped with the seal of the order. And I recognize
La
your
Orden
handwriting
Dorada.
anywhere, Mother. But who is this Samuel Ritter d'Auchois? Who are you writing to? I don't recognize the name. Let's see what's inside this letter. So,
Cotillito.
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Richet.
what is your game here, Mother? Secrets, always more secrets. You've never talked to anyone using language like this. Something's going on here. Who is this Samuel Ritter? And for crying out loud, who is this Manuel Godoy that you keep bringing up? Think. Godoy, Godoy.
Godoy.
Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so
Godoy.
familiar?
Mira, esto no lo puedo hacer. Política bloqueada. Pues no lo recuerdo.
I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
Vale, pues... ¿Y qué? ¿Aquí podemos hacer algo más?
Let's see what's hidden inside.
Examinar las cartas una por una.
Let's look.
A ver si encontramos alguna carta más. Pero ya sería demasiado cotilleo, ¿no? A ver, esta. Yo que sé, a lo mejor hay algo
It's too badly
interesante.
written, I can't make out the address.
Nada, esa nada.
The address is 50 Bedford Square, London.
Yo creo que examinar esto...
A letter written in an Oriental language.
Esto no nos va a decir nada, ¿no?
I haven't the slightest idea what it says. The address is in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
São
That
Paulo.
reminds me, it's about time the order sent some envoys there.
Ah, que hay más cartas, tío.
Probably a Dutchman. An address in Cairo, Egypt. Mortimer communicates with the whole world, apparently. This envelope is meant for the Vatican.
Para esto nos hace falta ocultismo, así que
This
nada.
name sounds familiar. Prashi, Prashi, Prashi.
No. Can't seem to
Nada.
place it.
Pues nada, pues ya está. Todas las cartas miradas. Vamos a ver qué más hay por aquí. Ti, 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 ti. ¿Aquí hay algo o no? Esto ya... Ah, mira, aquí hay... Aquí sí. Jalea real, perfecto.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough.
No le cotilles a la duquesa, guarro. Se ve muy oscuro esto, ¿no? Vale, no hay brillo.
Looks like the barrel's been broken for quite some time.
¿Por qué no hay brillo, tío? En controles no creo, ¿no? No hay brillo, es que se ve súper oscuro. Y yo lo veo oscuro, pero es que me estoy dando cuenta de que grabando lo veo más oscuro, o sea que no sé yo lo que vais a ver. Si se ve mal lo siento, es que no hay más que hacer. Como no sea en el menú, lo miraré luego en el menú, no tengo ni idea. ¿Qué he cogido? Jalea real, vale. ¿Y aquí qué hay?
Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard. It's different from the rest.
Saca la tabla.
There we go. Let's see what's hidden inside.
There's a book and also a bag. The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well. Mother used to read passages from it to me all the time.
And judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers. For crying out loud, what's happened to you, Mother?
Los manuscritos te permiten instruirte durante tu aventura. Al comienzo de cada misión puedes seleccionar tus lecturas para conseguir puntos de habilidad permanentes. Vale.
Let's look inside the bag. A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder.
Podré observar todo, ¿no? Imagino.
Some fruit, a piece of
¡Oh,
bacon,
panceta!
and
¡Qué
some bread.
rico!
The fruit's still firm. Bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days. And if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days.
La llave
An iron key completely rusted.
la vamos a coger.
You never know. It might be useful. I hope Mother wasn't counting on it.
Examinar los efectos
Shit,
personales.
those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. A piece of soap, some oils, and her powder puff. What does all this mean?
Es que parece como que se lo ha dejado ahí de reserva o algo, ¿no?
Bottom of the bag is covered in black powder.
En plan de como para urgencia o yo qué sé. Coger la bolsa.
Right. Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give it back to Mother when I see her.
No sé yo si hacemos bien en llevarnos todo. Lo mismo la mujer se la ha dejado ahí para un apuro.
Why did you hide supplies in the middle of nowhere, Mother? I don't know what's going on here, but you obviously feel like you're in danger.
Bueno, ¿qué más hay? La puerta. Chapada.
Locked. I'll never get it open barehanded.
¿La llave? ¿La barra? La
There
llave.
we are.
Bueno, a lo mejor la barra también valía, ¿no? A ver, ¿qué hay por aquí? Aquí hay cositas.
Great, honey.
Jaleita real, que nos va a hacer falta tomárnosla en 0,
Pistol case, but it's empty. I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least now you're armed. Just like in my vision. And none of it's telling me anything useful.
Tin, 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 tin.
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels.
Examinar el barril.
What have we here? It's cannon powder.
Ay, no puedo.
It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. So, let's go through this. My mother's been hiding pieces of bread between the rotten boards of the wharf in the middle of the night. That's not normal. And if that weren't enough, looks now like she's armed. Meanwhile, she also takes the time to send out letters, reassuring whoever might be interested that she's having a fabulous time here. So odd. So very odd. And that's not even all I've noticed. But maybe I ought to move on to the manor now. They'll be waiting for me. At least I hope so.
Fragmentos de ámbar. ¿Qué es esto? Acabas de encontrar fragmento de ámbar. Cada vez que reúnas 4 aumentarás tu nivel máximo de puntos de esfuerzo. Ah, guay.
A fragment of amber.
Vale, pues nos vamos ya a la mansión, ¿no? Yo creo que ya no nos queda nada por mirar. Venga, nos vamos a la mansión. ¿Aquí qué hay?
Latin inscription. Annesis, mi fili quantilia produncia mundus orgatio.
Mira que bien habla latín, hombre. Ah, no, pero no, no sabe traducir. Nos vamos.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
La verdad es que la casa, cuando lo jugué la otra vez, recuerdo que era como súper lujosa. Bueno, recuerdo que ya os digo, la semana pasada lo estuve jugando un poquito, pero nada, al poquito de entrar en la mansión lo dejé, no he jugado mucho. Vamos, no he jugado nada, básicamente. Pero sí que es la polla, tío. Es que está muy bien hecho el juego. Tú.
Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance.
Listen, if it will help, you can
Confrontación.
always give it to me.
A ver. Durante una confrontación deberás avanzar por las distintas fases mientras tratas de ser lo más persuasivo posible. Tendrán consecuencias en el resto de la historia, así que no dudes en usar tus habilidades. Vale, un segundito, ¿eh? 1 second. Ti. Pam. Vamos.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Sí, llegó hace un par de semanas.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see
Este
her
no se ha
tomorrow.
enterado que ha desaparecido entonces.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as
Yo soy
such.
súper discretita.
If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
¿A qué se dedican exactamente? Secreto profesional. Somos miembros de la Orden Dorada. Le voy a decir esto porque supuestamente la Orden Dorada es una orden secreta, ¿no? Y si le digo que soy de la Orden Dorada, pues ya no es tan secreto. Le voy a decir esto.
If you know my mother, you will understand that I cannot answer you, Your Eminence. I'm sorry, but...
Do not worry, my son. I perfectly understand, and I expected nothing less from
Vale, no se la tomaba mal.
discretion and secrecy are both pillars of the organizations for which we work. You are the worthy son of Sarah.
Estamos ganando puntos con el papá.
All the same, it bothers me to see you, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
Ay, mierda.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Pues claro que sí. Depende de su contenido.
Listen, you have nothing to fear. I will give your letter to my mother the moment I find her.
The moment you find her? You mean Sarah has gone missing?
Shit.
Vaya, ahí la hemos cagado, tío.
Let's not exaggerate, Your Eminence. I have no other information at this time. It's probably nothing.
Joder, es que...
Listen to me.
A ver, es un poco raro
If I give
eso,
you the
¿vale?
letter.
Porque, o sea... se la daré si la encuentro. Joder, la mansión esa es enorme. Yo pensé que se refería a la mansión. Podía haber especificado, ¿no? O sea, no pensé que... Porque supuestamente como este no sabe que ha desaparecido... Pues yo qué sé, ¿no? O sea, no sé si me explico. ¿Vale? Mi idea era esa de... Pues que el hombre se pensara, bueno, pues cuando la encuentre en las múltiples habitaciones que hay. No va a pensar, oye, ¿ha desaparecido? Si él no sabe nada. Ahí la he cagado, pero no sé. No pensé que se iba a dar cuenta el hombre.
Can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
A ver. En la última fase de una confrontación deberás convencer a tu interlocutor dando una respuesta positiva. Si te equivocas, la fase se repetirá hasta que des la respuesta correcta. Claro, se lo prometo. Que no la
I
voy a abrir.
swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Deriche.
A ver.
Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, You can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Elementos ocultos. Encontrarás numerosas pistas y objetos ocultos. Puede que algunos afecten en gran medida el desarrollo de tu aventura. ¿A qué esperas para encontrarlos? Presa con el grupo junto a la chimenea. Vamos a ver.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch. A biography of the great men.
¿Para qué quiero coger el libro? Bueno, si es que no me deja otra opción. Hala, nos guardamos el libro porque nos ha salido del higo, no a nosotros. Inventario. Pero esto todavía no puedo hacer nada, ¿no? Vale, vamos a ver aquí a esta gente que se cuenta.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simpler.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many
pelota.
illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet. And you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Sobre mi madre, pues sí, porque no voy a decir nada de la carta.
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits.
Cotillita al presidente, tío.
Secrets or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Horn, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Riche, you've come out here to join your mother.
¿Y a ti qué te importa? ¿Qué
For what
cotilla es?
reason, exactly?
Inventar una excusa.
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll
Vale,
take a moment
este
to
parece que
speak
sabe
about
que ha
her.
desaparecido, yo creo. El broche.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friend.
Ay, el asqueroso este.
That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start.
Preguntar quién es ese hombre.
Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat.
Gregory Holm era uno de los de las cartas del buzón, ¿no?
He's also close to Lord Mortimer. So don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington
Al final no cena nadie.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Joder, ¿qué hacemos, tío? Me voy a quedar con el presidente. Y es que se tiene una cara. Venga.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Pues vaya feo que le hemos hecho, ¿no? Con la cena.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
¿Cómo se conocieron Emily y mi madre? Y es que no sé qué decir, porque sí me interesa saber sobre Mortimer, pero también cómo se conoció con la Emily, porque salía en la visión. Ojo, qué indecisión de juego, tío. Venga,
And you, Emily, what do you think of my mother?
I only know her through the Order. The one time we met, we only exchanged a few words in a corridor of Parliament.
And was the exchange courteous or impassioned?
I'm not sure if I understand.
Was there any reason for her to be angry with you?
Under other circumstances, I would slap your face for even asking. But I'll put your lack of tact down to her disappearance. Know that your mother is a woman I would love to work with. Her reputation is entirely deserved. Mr. Washington will be able to tell you more.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
¿Cuándo la vio por última vez? No.
When did you last speak to her?
Philadelphia.
Hace 15 años, tú loco. Buah.
Sarah often went back and forth between France and the United States.
Yes, I remember those days. I didn't see her too often. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
Los misterios que nos rodean, esto que pide política.
When she came to the U.S., did you exchange ideas about the Golden Order?
Exactly. What's more, she was essential in helping set up the American branch of the Order. I would never have become its leader without her help. We are a new country. And to achieve our democratic ideals, we need to count on discrete powers such as our organization.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
¿Cree que el resto de los miembros de la orden está al corriente?
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did not know. I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of England to resolve, and to see what Lord Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us. In any case, no one has yet mentioned associating the Order.
We haven't found many clues yet.
¿Y ahora qué? Mostrar el libro que encontraste. Lo voy a mencionar a ver si saben algo.
But I did find a book that belongs to my mother.
Where did you find it?
That's what worries me. I found it hidden on the wharf.
Do you think she was preparing to discreetly leave?
I don't know.
Es que tampoco sé si hago bien en decir las cosas, que no sé yo de quién fiarme y de quién no.
I'll believe it when I see it.
No, no sé.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Uy, ¿esta? Parece salida del manicomio,
Well, I
tío.
am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my
incorporar,
dear,
¿no? Que estoy
or
aquí
you'll
todo
lose
tiradota.
your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say,
Es como un
he
poco
does
asqueroso
have
este
some
señor, tío, ¿no?
outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Agotada, si parecía
Elizabeth
zumba.
Adams?
Elizabeth Adams. Bien, hemos acertado ahí.
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Washington looks surprised, but Holm doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Muy bien.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the
Es
morning.
que es todo súper
Good night,
lujoso,
sir.
tío, como
I shall
mola.
do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Bueno, al final del pasillo ha dicho, ¿no? Una tal Emily. Ah, pero la Emily es la... La Emily no es la... ¿Esta, la duquesa? Sí. Es la duquesa, sí. Vámonos, al final del pasillo hemos dicho, ¿no? ¡Ay, mira! El que nos sonaba el nombre.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Godoy. El que nos sonaba el nombre antes, que no caía. Que no caía el personaje. Yo evidentemente no tengo ni puta idea. Esta es la mía, ¿no? Sí. Pues ala.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do?
Yo creo que no la voy a abrir, tío. Porque creo recordar que luego nos preguntaba. Lo mismo no nos pregunta, pero si no nos pregunta a lo mejor la podemos abrir más tarde, ¿no? De momento no la voy a abrir.
Damn. Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi,
Vamos
so...
a ser hombres de
Too bad.
palabra, tío.
I'll wait until I hand it to Mother. Wow. Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do
Es que
things
flipas, es
halfway.
que es todo lujoso que te cagas, ¿eh? Vamos a inspeccionar, a ver. Es que tú fíjate qué estanterías, tío, y que todo. Es que está guapísimo el puto juego, macho. ¿Puedo salir a la terracita esta? Wow. Esta es la habitación de otro. ¿Y esta? Ah, que esta es mi habitación también. Ay, pero no te acuestes todavía, que quiero investigar la habitación. Uy, huele a lluvia, no sé yo si está lloviendo. Pim, 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 pim. He reconstruido los pasos de mi madre en el embarcadero, todo eso superado. ¡Ay, no hemos fallado nada! Oye, qué bien nos ha salido, ¿no? El primer episodio, todo guapo. Pues mira, lo vamos a dejar aquí. ¿Puedo guardar partida o algo, tío? Lo vamos a dejar aquí, a riesgo de que... Me imagino yo que cuando cargue partida otra vez, cargaremos partida aquí, ¿no? Quiero pensar, hay autoguardado. Es que si le doy ahora siguiente, lo mismo sale ya el siguiente vídeo. Bueno, venga, me la juego. Nivel 2, nivel 3. Nos ha salido muy bien, ¿no? ¡Ay, mira, puntos! Vamos a poner la observación, la vamos a poner a tope. La lógica. Analiza la conducta. Inquisición. Bueno, mira, voy a hacer la lógica. Y nos quedamos ahí. Equipar manuscritos. Aquí puedes seleccionar tus lecturas durante la aventura. Los manuscritos te otorgan puntos de habilidad al finalizar la misión. ¿Este qué me da? Habilidad en ciencias, persuasión y psicología. Pues quizá me voy a poner para tener algo de ciencia, ¿no? O... Es que espera, porque... A ver. Es que psicología quizá me venga mejor terminar el detective y luego a lo mejor puedo seguir haciendo las otras cosas. No tengo ni idea, ¿eh? Me voy a coger el de psicología. Venga, me voy a coger ese. Va a tener otra visión. ¿Pero esto qué es? ¿Estamos en nuestra habitación o dónde coño estamos, tío?
Your turn? The servants are not very
Ah, no, es la habitación de ellos. O...
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted.
Es que me gustaría saber las misiones, o sea, las visiones estas.
I can take care of her, you know.
¿Qué son exactamente, tío?
Well, in any case, I do thank
¿Y este
you
quién es que no le vemos la cara?
From what I've
¿A qué es Lord
understood, the
Mortimer?
search of Durocher's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Ahora estoy pensando que sí podía haberlo hecho en directo este juego, coño.
Start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear. I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please
¿Quién es
forgive
este?
me for this late hour.
Con cara
It
de
is never
tonto.
too late. And we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat, my friend.
Es que siempre que tiene visiones, en realidad las tiene como si fuera a uno de los que está en ese momento. Antes era con Emily y ahora es como si fuera el sirviente. ¿No? De todas formas, no sé qué son estas visiones. Son que ocurren en el momento, porque esto parece como que está ocurriendo en el momento, ¿no? Me tienen intrigadísima las visiones estas, tío.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
Pero esa es mi habitación. Seguro que es el presidente el que me está tocando la puerta, ¿no? Han llamado a la puerta.
I'm coming.
Es que aquí ya, esto ya, lo poquito que jugué la semana pasada, esto ya no lo jugué. O sea, es que no sé ni siquiera si llegué a mi habitación, yo creo que no. Bueno, lo vamos a dejar aquí. Voy a dejar la intriga de quién es el que está llamando a la puerta, porque si el que está llamando a la puerta es el George Washington, es muy probable que tengamos a veces las visiones esas sean en el momento. Pero claro, la que hemos tenido con Emily en el momento no podía ser porque ella estaba con nosotros. O sea, que me tiene intrigadísima el tema de las visiones estas, tío. Pero bueno, lo vamos a dejar aquí. Voy a ver si puedo guardar, tío. Aquí no puedo guardar, ¿no? Se autoguarda todo solo. Me jode un poco porque a mí sabéis que me gusta mucho guardar así en distintos apartados. Pero bueno, venga, lo dicho, lo dejamos aquí, que además yo me tengo que ir a sacar a la Lucky. Y nada, espero que os esté gustando y nos vemos en el próximo capítulo. Chao, chao.